Most people unknowingly speak their circumstances into being every single day. Each morning they rise and casually announce things like, I'm exhausted, I'm broke, or I'm unlucky in love, and though they're giving a neutral report on life. But here's the real truth, they're not reporting their reality. They're reinforcing their mental conditioning. In the quantum field, words are not just empty noises. They are vibrational commands, each carrying frequency, intention, and identity. And out of all possible phrases, nothing holds more creative force than the two words, I am. Why? Because whatever follows I am becomes a decree of self. And in the universal language, self and reality are indistinguishable. The field doesn't answer to what you wish for. It responds to what you embody. This is why sages across centuries, from mystical traditions to modern, quantum thinkers have emphasized I am as the foundation of manifestation. In the Bible, when Moses asked the divine for its name, the reply was simple, I am that I am. That wasn't poetic symbolism. It was a revelation of existence itself. It showed that creation springs from self-definition. In physics, this aligns directly with the observer effect. The way you define yourself collapses, possibilities into form. Every repeated thought, every description of self is an act of observation, and observation reshapes reality at the most fundamental level. But here's the problem. Most people use I am without awareness, and they use it against themselves. They attach it to temporary moods as if those states were permanent truths. I am tired turns into the identity of being a perpetually drained person. I'm bad with money becomes I am someone destined for lack. And unknowingly, they trap themselves inside these frequencies, like tuning a radio to static and wondering why no music plays. It's not punishment from the universe, it's obedience. The quantum field is like an infinite mirror. It reflects whatever you broadcast, regardless of what that broadcast is. So here's the shift. Every time you say I am, you are holding the pen that scripts your reality. But that pen is neutral. It can write limitation or possibility, fear or love, hardship or flow. The universe doesn't censor your script. It simply produces the play as written. The tragedy is that most people were trained to write small stories. They were told humility means minimizing themselves. Realism means expecting less. And truth means only declaring what is visible. But quantum creation works the opposite way. You don't only speak what you see, you speak what you choose to see. You don't confirm your situation, you confirm your essence. And this is where the idea of the God state enters. The God state isn't arrogance or superiority, it's alignment. It's when your inner identity is so consistent, so deeply matched to your chosen reality, that there's no gap between your I am and your lived experience. In neuroscience, this is called self-directed neuroplasticity. Your brain rewires itself to match the identity you embody. In quantum physics, this is resonance. Your field synchronizes with a reality, and by the law of energy, that reality must synchronize back. It's not about begging the universe for favors. It's about embodying the frequency until the universe can't distinguish between you and it. Think of tuning forks. Strike one tune to A, and a nearby A fork vibrates automatically. No effort, no persuasion, just resonance. The God state functions the same way. When you vibrate as the self who already lives in health, love, wealth, and peace, those realities naturally resonate with you. You're not pulling them in, they're drawn to you by universal law. And here's the key. Entering the God state begins the instant you stop using I am to describe your past and start using it to affirm your chosen reality. Now, you shift from I'm trying to heal to I am whole, from I'm working on abundance to I am abundant now. At first, your mind resists. It says this isn't true. But in quantum creation, you're not lying, you're leading. You're leading your mind, body, and field into alignment with a higher vibration. And once coherence is established, reality must conform. Stay with me, because this is where philosophy turns into practice. You can activate daily, not someday, not after years of effort, but the moment you finish hearing this. That's when I am shifts from being a casual statement to becoming the master. Key to every locked door. Most assume change begins with actions, new routines, habits, strategies. But if the identity beneath those actions remains unchanged, nothing fundamentally transforms. In quantum manifestation, your I am is the broadcasting frequency. It's the motherboard of your reality. Thoughts, actions, emotions, they're just software. Without updating the motherboard, every program runs the same script. This is why I am with intention is so powerful. It rewrites the operating system. Neuroscience calls this identity-based habit change. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that when you think and feel from a future self, your brain forms new pathways as though that future is real right now. In epigenetics, Bruce Lipton shows that beliefs, your inner I am statements directly, influence cellular biochemistry, switching genes on or off. In quantum mechanics, David Bohm's implicate order reflects the same truth. The unseen blueprint, your identity, unfolds into visible reality. But here's the catch, the subconscious resists. If you've been repeating I'm unlucky, I'm not enough, or I'm always struggling for years, those scripts run automatically, often unnoticed. They become background noise, sending out constant signals. This is who I am, show me evidence. And the field faithfully complies. which is why the first step isn't just declaring new I am, so it's interrupting the old ones. Example, someone who has long affirmed, I'm bad with money, might try saying I'm wealthy, but if the old program dominates, the new affirmation gets drowned out. The field responds to your dominant vibration, not occasional bursts of positivity. So the work is twofold: weaken the old identity and embody the new one until it becomes your default. One overlooked yet powerful way to do this is conscious interruption. When you notice yourself saying I'm exhausted or I'm broke, don't force a fake positive. Instead, pivot into a neutral, supportive statement. I'm restoring my energy, or I'm learning to handle money. These small shifts matter. They break the old loop without triggering inner resistance. Over time, those statements evolve upward into God state affirmations like, I'm radiant, I'm wealthy now, I'm magnetic to abundance. And here's the science of why it works fast. Each new I am collapses a new version of reality from the quantum field. In the double-slit experiment, particles shifted behavior under observation, not because of physical interference, but because perception shaped outcome. Self-perception functions the same. The moment you see yourself as already being the one who has what you desire, the particles of your reality begin to shift accordingly. In the God state, you stop waiting for external proof before changing your internal story. You realize proof arrives last, not first. That flips manifestation upside down. Instead of waiting for life to allow you to say, I am loved, abundant, powerful, you give yourself permission and the field obeys. Even better, the God state feeds itself. Once you live from it, your external life starts to mirror your new self. When that happens, your trust deepens, amplifying the frequency which brings more aligned outcomes. It becomes a loop of coherence. But here's the real secret. The magic of I am isn't in saying it once with passion. It's in embodying it so steadily that the field no longer sees it as a wish, but as a fact. At that point, both spiritually and scientifically, your baseline vibration has shifted. In physics, everything is vibration, from atoms to galaxies. Tesla said it best. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Your I am isn't mere language, it's a frequency code. Each declaration tunes your inner oscillator to a specific signal. The quantum field is an endless radio dial of possibilities, and I am is the tuner. And this isn't just mystical talk. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows the heart's electromagnetic field is thousands of times stronger than the brain's. When your thoughts and feelings align, when you feel your I am with true coherence, your heart and brain synchronize, creating a unified field around you. In that state, you're not sending mixed messages. You become one clear transmission that the field can recognize and mirror. Spiritually, ancient teachings have pointed to this forever. In Exodus 3:14, I am that I am was not merely about existence. It was a revelation of the creative force of selfhood. Across traditions, mystics have echoed, creation begins not with action, but with recognition of divine identity. In Vedanta, the phrase Aham Brahmasmi means, I am the absolute, pointing directly to God state awareness. The difficulty arises when people try to manifest from conditions. They say, I'm happy, but secretly think once I get the job. They say, I'm loved, but feel lonely. This creates incoherence, a collapse where inner state and outer desire are out of phase. As quantum physicist Amit Goswami explains, incoherent waves cannot stabilize. So the field has nothing clear to reflect. To truly shift, you must retrain your nervous system to feel secure in the new self before the outside confirmation appears. Bruce Lipton points out that the subconscious governs about 95% of daily patterns and is deeply wired through emotional memory. If your body has spent years linking wealth, love, or success with danger, it will unconsciously block those experiences until you recondition it. This is why practices like conscious breathing, meditation, and somatic awareness are essential. They bridge the gap between the mind's intention and the body's history. For instance, if your chosen I am is I am prosperous, but your nervous system links prosperity with fear, perhaps from childhood scarcity or financial trauma, you might unknowingly resist opportunities that could expand your resources. But when you pair affirmations with calm breathwork, picturing prosperity while your heart rate is steady, you forge new links. Over time, your body learns that prosperity is safe. At that stage, your words stop being affirmations and become energetic fact. And that's where the quantum leap begins. When thought, feeling, and physiology align with your I am, you harmonize with the timeline where that version of you already exists. The double-slit experiment in physics demonstrates that waves of possibility collapse into one outcome when observed. But quantum creation works the opposite way. You don't only speak what you see, you speak what you choose to see. You don't confirm your situation, you confirm your essence. And this is where the idea of the God state enters. The God state isn't arrogance or superiority, it's alignment. It's when your inner identity is so consistent, so deeply matched to your chosen reality, that there's no gap between your I am and your lived experience. In neuroscience, this is called self-directed neuroplasticity. Your brain rewires itself to match the identity you embody. In quantum physics, this is resonance. Your field synchronizes with a reality, and by the law of energy, that reality must synchronize back. It's not about begging the universe for favors. It's about embodying the frequency until the universe can't distinguish between you and it. Think of tuning forks. Strike one tune to A, and a nearby A fork vibrates automatically. No effort, no persuasion, just resonance. The God state functions the same way. When you vibrate as the self who already lives in health, love, wealth, and peace, those realities naturally resonate with you. You're not pulling them in, they're drawn to you by universal law. And here's the key. Entering the God state begins the instant you stop using I am to describe your past and start using it to affirm your chosen reality. Now, you shift from I'm trying to heal to I am whole. From I'm working on abundance to I am abundant now. At first, your mind resists. It says this isn't true. But in quantum creation, you're not lying, you're leading. You're leading your mind, body, and field into alignment with a higher vibration. And once coherence is established, reality must conform. Stay with me, because this is where philosophy turns into practice. You can activate daily, not someday, not after years of effort, but the moment you finish hearing this. That's when I am shifts from being a casual statement to becoming the master. Key to every locked door. Most assume change begins with actions, new routines, habits, strategies. But if the identity beneath those actions remains unchanged, nothing fundamentally transforms. In quantum manifestation, your I am is the broadcasting frequency. It's the motherboard of your reality. Thoughts, actions, emotions, they're just software. Without updating the motherboard, every program runs the same script. This is why I am with intention is so powerful. It rewrites the operating system. Neuroscience calls this identity-based habit change. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that when you think and feel from a future self, your brain forms new pathways as though that future is real right now. It's not delicate. It's not a flickering candle you have to shield. When you truly embody I am, you become the flame itself, untouched by wind. But the moment you chase proof, you step out of it. That's because the God state doesn't operate in, I'll believe it when I see it. It exists fully and I see it because I believe it. And the field governed by quantum law reflects exactly that. Think about it. In quantum mechanics, an electron doesn't need to be pushed into position. It simply shifts when its wave collapses through observation. You are the observer of your own life. Every I am is an observation. Keep observing yourself as lacking or waiting, and the field keeps echoing that. Observe yourself as already being, already having, already embodying, and the old vibration dissolves. This explains why some manifest with ease while others feel blocked. The difference isn't technique, it's consistency. The ones who succeed rarely contradict their chosen identity. They don't swing between I am powerful and I hope it works. They decide once and live as though it's eternal fact. You might be asking, but what if my current reality screams otherwise? That's the paradox. The present is just feedback, the echo of past I ams, both conscious and unconscious. God state doesn't deny circumstances. It simply refuses to let them write the ending. It speaks from the new frequency until the echo reshapes. This is why mastering self-talk is non-negotiable. Every I am tired, I am broke, I am unlucky is a vote for the wrong timeline, and the quantum field tallies those votes instantly. Here's how to flip it. When your mind labels you with lack, stop and install the opposite identity, not as forced positivity, but as remembering. If you think I am overwhelmed, shift to I am centered. If you think I'm not ready, shift to I am prepared. These micro-corrections are hidden quantum shifts. They adjust your frequency in the now, and creation only ever happens in the now. The beauty is, the more you practice, the less correcting you'll need because the God state becomes baseline. You wake already aligned without forcing yourself or fighting doubts. And here's the best part. The world around you begins to reflect it. Opportunities show up unforced. Synchronicities become normal. They aren't random, they're proof the field has tuned to your new broadcast. By now you can feel that vibration stirring, maybe softly, maybe like a current through your body. Either way, don't let it fade, because in the final stage, we'll anchor it not for a day or a week, but as the foundation of your entire life. That's when true quantum power begins. By now you don't just know this, you can feel it. Not as a thought, but as a living frequency. Once touched, you can't unknow it. You might slip back into patterns, but the echo of truth remains. I am that I am. This isn't about forcing reality to listen. It's about realizing reality is already speaking through you. When you declare I am from this state, it's not a wish, it's a fact. And the field bound by coherence reorganizes matter, people, and events around your declaration. This is the physics of faith, the science of spirit, the bridge between seen and unseen. But here's the key. The God state isn't something you visit, it's where you live. To make it permanent, you must stabilize it. Most people skip this, which is why they swing between breakthroughs and breakdowns. You can't just sample this vibration, you must embody it until it becomes the only language your mind, heart, and body speak. That's why I created something for you. It's called Awaken Your Quantum Power, a guide designed to anchor this frequency into your daily life so deeply that nothing can shake it. Inside, you'll uncover 7 principles that keep you aligned in the God state. The link is pinned below. Clicking isn't about downloading a book, it's about making a decision, declaring to the quantum field, I live here now. I no longer visit my power, I am my power. So as we close, breathe deep, place your hand on your chest and say aloud, I am that I am. Let the resonance settle into your bones. From this point forward, the universe doesn't need to wonder who you are, and neither do you. I'll see you in the next session. Until then, stay grounded, stay luminous. And remember, your I am is the most creative force in existence.